Hey everybody, how's it? Alright. Sleep Token, the offering. Trickling through my list, a mile-long list of suggestions. And thank God I'm not too old to probably take about 3 years to get through this without any more adding any on to, but it's just going to be that way. So it's quite the journey here. Sleep Token has come up quite a few times, and I also got it suggested on my Facebook new Decomposer page that I opened up. So I am on it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Subscription, support, comments. Comments are important. You guys teaching me a lot about the band outside of the scope of me looking stuff up on Wikipedia. It's really kind of cool. Once again, I always thank everybody who has bought me a cup of coffee because you know my channel's not monetized. That being said, any advertising that's run has to do with copyright claims by the songwriters, the publishers, etc. So the cup of coffee comes in handy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And the link for this song, a link for their discography, Spotify, and everything will be down below. And so let's just do this. So I'm trying to do shorter intros so we can get to the music faster. So here we go. Sleep Token, the offering. All right.
You are a garden entwined with all. You are the silence on sacred shores. You've got diamonds for teeth, my love. So take a bite of me just once. I want to turn the page once again. Oh, take a bite.
All right, time to decompose. Literally, I got a really decent run of chicken skin. For those of you who've never seen me do one of my decompositions, universal sign for chicken skin. Let's start with the opening pattern. Da 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 da. So very ambient synth led piece of music here, and definitely not afraid of layering. In some of the videos in the past, sometimes I say things like, well, it's like a mallet sounding keyboard, but it's not really a piano or an electric piano sound or anything. And that's, excuse me, that mallet sounding, it's kind of a bell sounding percussive sequence that's going on there. To this point, that sequence has not changed, and that is a what I call an opening and subconscious hook. So it opens up with this pattern, but that pattern repeats all the way through. And then then when the other arrangements come in, that sinks down on the bottom, but then that becomes this subliminal hook, this line that's going to stay all the way through and keeps you kind of like, I always use this as an analogy. It's like the zip line, you know, of the sonic journey. you hang on to it and you're going, that's your divining rod, that's your zip line, and then all the arrangements are happening around. The guitar comes in along with another synth sound in that first little section. When the guitar comes in with its power, very unique sound. And because I've never seen the band, first time listen, I don't know how many people are in the band. I don't know if it could be all synth, but it sounded like guitar, but it sounded like it was backed with a heavy, distorted synth kind of pad. The drumming, wow, I love the snare sound in this. What was I writing down? Yeah, the snare sound in this is very unique, and it's engineered weird. I mean, early in the morning, sorry. And it's engineered, this kit is engineered really, really, really cool, but the snare sound is cool. Now that's just for us drum geeks and stuff like that, and you listen to that snare. Another thing about the drummer, and what's happening here, what I'm noticing lately in the last maybe 4 or 5, 6 bands that I've been first time reviewing, the halftime concept, or the halftime playing in this, that's not the rhythm, but because this is at this moment that halftime rhythm that the drummer's playing, all of the rest of the stuff that he's doing, that he's playing, the ghost notes, you can hear the ghost notes nice and clean and crispy, and all the other work that he's doing on the hi-hat and everything like that kind of gives you that kind of, well, it's moving slow, but I have that forward lean into, is it going faster and stuff. It's a really unique pattern to carry. And it also gives the opportunity along the arrangements for a song like this, which I still haven't, I'm only a third through, it looks like, that they can go regular time, and at any given time, they can go double time. Sounds like it's going faster, 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 and faster, which in essence, it is the way the drummer would be playing it, but the tempo stays the same. And then the vocalist, what an emotional, beautiful voice. A very unique vibrato. Excuse me. I only say this because there are everybody's voice in a band is extremely unique, and then you can pull out characteristics that I'm just sorry, I'm too early. I'm having problems talking. Characteristics. Sometimes you say, well, this one sounds a little like this and sounds like a little like this. He reminds me a little bit about the singer from Counting Crows. I forgot. I don't recall his name. But he has that part of his vibrato, but very emotional. And I like the engineering of his voice. There's breath work in there that's left in purposefully. And another big truck. Yes, I live almost on top of a highway, if you can believe that, for a composer. Anyhow, his voice, just stunning on this. So we're going to go back a little bit, and it doesn't seem like the song, I might be able to get through this without another stop, but if I do, all right.
Go
good. Another fade. I love songs that fade out. There's just something. I think the fade in a song like this is absolutely a must because of how they built this last riff. This was without a doubt a complete journey through two different worlds of composition, and I would say this was more of a hybrid metal ambient kind of vibe. I'm not trying to, I don't know what genres are out there or nick a new genre or something. Excuse me. But the use of the synths was very was a little more than what I've heard in a lot of the other prog rock stuff that I've done. And still, me being a noob, kinda in this journey that I've started 3 months ago on this channel, all the suggestions you guys have given me, I've come to love even more so the whole prog rock and metal subgenres because it seems to be the only one thus far in pop culture music genres that explore such intense depths in composition and arrangement. That it is guitar. I said in my earlier stuff it could be all just keys, but no, it's definitely guitar. I think I said that to cover my ass with something just in case. Setting up that riff was, I love setting that up with that really nice synth. Well, they set up it's not an arpeggiation. They set up the riff using this very quiet synth pattern. And then all of a sudden you felt the build. The build at first I thought it was going to go into regular time, which would have been because the kick was coming in kind of just straight. And I was going, okay, here we go, here comes the lift. And then the guitar came in, and then when the guitar and the power comes in for the riff, another great thing that I liked is that they alternated within an octave of the opening of the riff. An octave, for those of you who don't know anything about music, is there are 12 notes between, you might hear da, da, that's one octave. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to give a theory lesson here because I don't do that. But at the beginning of it, they used the higher part of the first few notes in that riff, and then the second turn around the riff, they used the octave lower in that. And I thought that was really trick. And what I love about, don't worry about folks, not the Rona. I have my own set of challenges going on here. The older I get, the better I was. The fact that this last riff went on for a minute and a half was so worthy. Like, that riff could have just gone probably for another minute, and they started bringing in this padded kind of vox choral kind of sound in the background, that even though this riff was going and you had this pattern that locked you in, it's still, they still in their arrangement brought in this ambient, sound that came over the top a little bit, that gave you more of that spaciness, even though they're hitting you with a rhythmical arrangement. This does something very unique to that. And so, anyhow, Sleep Token, geez, my first experience, and now I'm in that rabbit hole. I got to get some rabbit food. I'm in so many rabbit holes right now. I'm in a rabbit hole. Anyhow, this was a great experience. Thank you guys for the suggestions. Thank you guys for the future comments on this video. Tell me anything about the band that you think I might know, I should know. It'd be really cool. And suggest to me maybe their next listen. Because remember, sometimes I do this and I pick a song that some people go, how did you get to that song? Somebody leaves a suggestion, I click on it, but it doesn't mean that I don't come back to it and maybe catch, one that's a little more popular, a little more well-known, or one that's a little different in their style. Sometimes, I think I just did a video on Disturbed. I did a cover, which I knew was going to be a very unique production just because of a cover. Come to find out that that's probably the most of the music, meaning very mellow and stuff, that they have a whole catalog of other stuff. Anyhow, I run on. Thank you very much for hanging out. I'm going to actually do one more today, another new band. And I appreciate the comments. Thank you guys in advance, those who have, those who will in the future, the cup of coffee. I really appreciate it. It really goes a long way. It goes beyond a cup of coffee. It goes to help me with the things I do with the kids as a ventriloquist and puppets and children and entertaining fun stuff. Because I'm that kind of guy. Anyhow, you guys have a kick-ass day, and like I always say before I cough again, all right.